The topic of today's class is searching and sorting techniques in data structure. So before we go to the sorting part, okay, let's first understand what is the difference between sorted and unsorted. So the slide that you see into the computer screen is an example of sorted array. If you look closely, so this is an array with index 1, index 2, index 3, and index 4. The elements of this array are 0.2, 0.3, 1, and 1.5. As you can see that in this array, this is called sorted array. Why? Because each element is sorted in numerical or alphabetical or some other order and placed at equally spaced addresses in the computer memory. So first thing, the order can be in terms of numeric, that means from small to larger numbers, as you see in the screen, that from 0.2 to 0.3 is large number, from 0.2 to 0.1 is larger number. So from small to the largest number, this can be one order. Okay, so this is a numerical order. It can be alphabetical order like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, okay, or some other order. Okay, like it can be sorted in terms of date. Okay, it can be sorted in terms of size, okay, and so on. So there are different criteria for sorting, but the main idea is that whenever you sort something, it has to be stored in an equally spaced address in the computer memory. Now we'll talk about this memory trade-off later. Let's see an example of unsorted array. In the unsorted array, as you can see in the screen, the data will not be sorted. Basically, they will be in a random order. There will not be any sequence or any pattern the way the data is stored. So initially it might look like the data is sorted, like 0.2, 0.3, this part of the array is sorted. Okay, but again, from this part of the array, this is actually not sorted. Or from this part of the array, it might sometimes look like sorted from large to small. The sorting can be, as we have said, from different criteria. So it might seem like 0.15 and then 1. So from large to small. But again, if I come back in this part, okay, you will see that there is actually no common pattern. So the point I'm trying to say is that sometimes, okay, whenever we're storing data, sometimes it might look like sorted, but the sort has to be applied throughout the array. So if you have an array of size 1000, that means all the 1000 elements have to be sorted. Now, what is searching? In computer science, searching is the process of finding an item with specified properties from a collection of items. So there are two parts to this definition that I want you to focus, that finding an item with specified properties. Second part is from collection of items. So we have to find an item with specified properties. One simple example can be that find a number larger than 5, or find the value of 5. Or let's check that whether a student named Rakib is present here or not. So search the student list. So the thing is that the property is, we have to fix a specified property, and depending on that property, we have to actually search it. The items may be stored as records in a database, or simple data elements in an array, text files, nodes in a trees, vertices, edge in a graph, or maybe elements into other search place like linked list. So it might be stored anywhere, but the searching technique will be applicable to all types of data structure. So whether it's a normal array, or it's a linked list, or it's a text file, or it's a tree, or a database, your searching techniques will be able to be applicable to all the cases. So the definition we have talked about is the process of looking for something or someone. An example of search is to quest to find a missing person. Okay, so this is the definition of search. Now, what are the types, or why we need searching? Searching is one of the core computer science algorithms. So basically, this is very important. We know that today's computer science store a lot of information, and we have to retrieve those information proficiently. We need very, very efficient searching algorithms. The world's top company, you see Google, they are actually the top because they are sitting on one very, very, very optimized searching algorithm. That we can all agree, right? Now, you see, previously, Google had many other competitors like Yahoo, then we have Bing Search, and then we have some Mr. Duck Search, Safari, and so on, okay? But from all those searching algorithms, okay, they are also very powerful searching algorithms, but Google will provide you with the fastest result and also with the most optimized results. So obviously there are a lot of things are going on behind the screen. Just if you search any topic on the Google, you will have millions of results within a shortest amount of time. So not only they have a very powerful processing devices, but also their algorithm is that much powerful that it can actually search through millions of information within a very, very short amount of time. And it's actually beyond our imagination that how fast it works. So basically there are three types of searching. First one is called linear search. Then we have binary search, and then we have an interpolation search. Okay, so we will talk about these three types of searching today. So I think you can see in the screen, the result will be that any search is said to be successful or unsuccessful depending upon whether the element that is being searched is found or not. So the result of any searching can be that yes, I found the element, or no, I didn't found the element. So these are the two types of result it can be. Now, as I've said, that these are the three types of searching algorithm that we will talk about: linear search, binary search, and interpolation search. So let's start with the linear search first. The linear search is actually very simple searching algorithm. Straightforward algorithm. What it does, it takes an array. For now, we will consider array for all the searches for simplicity, okay? So let's assume you have an array like this. And in this array, you have to find out whether the item 33 is here or not. So this is your very simple, this is your given array. And from there, you have to find number 33. So what the linear search will do, it will actually sequentially search over all items one by one. What does this mean? So it will actually start checking from the first index of the array. So this might be array 0 or array 1. Then it will go to array 2, array 3, array 4, and so on. Now let's assume to search one item, it takes 1 second. So in this list, okay, if 33 is here, how much time it will take to search for 33? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this one will return the result of the search operation at 7th second. The advantages of linear search is very simple. The algorithm starts with array 0 and is compared with array 0 with all other elements, okay? And if an item is found, it's returned. Otherwise, if its list reaches the end of the list, that means if the size of the array is 10 and it searches the 10 elements and then don't find any elements that matches, then it will return that no 33 is not found. For example, if I want to look for 100 here, it will start with the first one, second one, third one, fourth one, and finally when it will reach here, it will see that the array index are done. That means we have searched the whole array but didn't find the item 100, and it will say that the array is not found. Now, again, what is the advantage? The advantage is the algorithm is very simple, straightforward. You go one by one. What is the disadvantage? The disadvantage is very much time consuming. So here, if I just have to search through an array of 10 items, it takes almost 7 to 8 seconds. Okay, so at least it will take, this is the 7th item, so it will take 7 seconds. Okay, if I want to search an item of 1 lakh, an array of 1 lakh students, in that case, it will take huge amount of time. And we have seen that how time complexity work, right? So even though time complexity changes a little bit, the time actually changes a lot. So in short, linear search is simple, but in the linear search algorithm, it takes a lot of amount of time to search an item, especially when the array, the data size is huge. So if I talk about, these are the steps of linear search, go through them. If you don't understand, I will explain again, but these are very, it's not needed here, okay? So before going to the binary search, we will see a code of linear search. So as you can see, the code of the linear search, okay, so this is the function that actually applies the linear search. The name of the function is unordered linear search. So why this unordered part, I will explain now. That in the linear search, the array don't have to be ordered. That means the elements of the array can be sorted, can be unsorted. That's why this function might be called unordered linear search. Okay, so how the algorithm work? So this function takes input 3 parameters. It takes the array that you need to search. It takes the number of array elements, like if you have an array of size 10, the n will be 10, and it takes the data that you need to search. So the example that we have seen a little bit ago, okay, let me show you one more time. So this example, okay, in this array, it will take the whole array, okay, it will take the 33 and it will take 10. So 10 is the size of the array. So let me go back to the slide. So what it takes 3 input, A10, that is our array, n, the size of the array, that is 10, and data is 33. Now what it will do, it will start a loop. Okay, the loop will start from array index 0 up to go 10. Okay, and I plus plus, so very basic loop. And what it does, it actually compares each element to the data. So very simple, right? If AI, that means if the first index, that is A0, matches with the data, that is 33, it returns I. Okay, and so on, it keeps going on. So this is the basic of how linear search work. So what is the advantages of linear search? So the advantage, okay, that what is the advantage? That if the first number in the directory or the array is the one that you are searching, then you are very lucky. Okay, so if the number that you are searching is at the front, you are very lucky, you will have a very fast result. Okay, since you have found it on the very first page, now it's not important for you that how many pages are in the directory. Okay, right? This is very advantage. The linear search algorithm is very simple, the one that I have already told. It's very simple to understand and implement. It does not require the data in the array to be sorted, stored in a particular order. That means the data doesn't need to be sorted. It can be any way, you can store data anywhere, okay? It does not depend on number of elements in the directory, hence constant time. So basically, the more you have, the more time it will take, okay? Now, what are the disadvantages of, what is the disadvantage? It may happen the number you are searching for is the last number of the directory, or it's not available in the directory at all. So in this case, directory means an array, okay? So the number you're searching for is the last of the array. So what will happen? You have to search for a long amount of time, and after searching 1 million items or 10 lakhs on 1 crore array, it will result that the item does not exist, okay? Then if there are 500 pages and you have to search 500, okay, you have to search 1000. Okay, so depending on how many, what is the size of the data, you have to search a long amount of time. Your search time is proportional to the number of elements in the directory. So as I said in the before, the more number you have, the more time it will take. It has very poor efficiency because it takes a lot of comparisons to find a particular record. So this one is actually a little bit, you have to understand that every time you compare two numbers is actually another operation. That means you are comparing whether two numbers is same or not. Okay, so as you have to do a lot of comparisons, okay, it actually also wastes a good amount of time. The performance of the algorithm scales linearly with size of input. Okay, so the algorithm performance, as the size changes, it also changes, but linearly. So if the size is 10, the performance is 10. If the size is 5, the performance is 5, and so on. Linear search is slower than other searching algorithms, and this is the slowest algorithm. So this is the advantage and disadvantage. Okay, so try to remember these points. So what is the best case of linear search? The best case is the item is in the first place, and what is the worst case? The item is in the last place, right? And what is the average case? Average case, basically the item is in the anywhere in the middle. Okay, so we have already talked about in the time complexity, the best case, the average case, and the worst case. So in general, we can say the worst case of the linear search is order of n. Why? Because if you remember, if I go back to the code starts from I equals to 0 up to n. So the loop in the worst case will run up to 0 to n. So the worst case complexity is order of n. Now we'll look for another algorithm that we call binary search.